In other news then, after 2 weeks of deadly protests, world is watching US-Iran tensions simmer with bated breaths.
As Trump threatened military intervention and Iranian Supreme Leader accused US of inciting violence on the streets, now Iranian President has warned Trump against any misadventure.
And adding to that, in a stern message that was posted on X, President Pezeshkian warned that any attack on the Supreme Leader would trigger an all-out war against Iran. Pezeshkian also blamed the US and its allies for imposing what he called inhumane sanctions on Iran and creating economic hardships in the country.
The development comes as death toll in Iran's deadliest unrest since the Islamic Revolution reached 5,000 people. The figure included about 500 security personnel and was cited by an Iranian official who accused terrorists and armed rioters, quote-unquote, of killing, quote-unquote, innocent Iranians. He further said that the final toll was not expected to rise sharply, claiming that Israel and armed groups abroad has supported and equipped those taking to the streets.
Despite the threat of military intervention by President Donald Trump, Iran has indicated that it is willing to go ahead with executions of protesters.
The Iranian judiciary spokesperson in a press conference said that a series of actions by protesters have been identified as maharib, which is punishable by death under the Iranian law.
Earlier, Iranian Supreme Leader Khamenei had promised harsh punishment for domestic criminals who he termed as foreign saboteurs in his speech.
Parallel to this, Iranian government is also fixing accountability for the demonstrations which spiraled out of control. And according to Fars news agency, CEO of Iran Cell, Iran's second largest mobile phone operator, has been dismissed for failing to comply with the government's decision to shut down the internet. Iran had cut off all communications on January 8th without warning, as calls intensified for anti-government protests.
Meanwhile, reports on Monday suggested that Iranian state television was hacked, broadcasting opposition messaging for several minutes, including a speech by exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi. The report even added that videos of protests against the regime were broadcast on a number of channels owing to the hacking of satellite broadcasts.
Although calm has been restored in Iran after recent protests swept the country, a drop in commercial activities has been recorded due to public concern about possible U.S. military actions against the country. In capital Tehran, customer traffic declined in commercial blocks due to concerns over potential U.S. strikes.
In an interview with Politico on Saturday, President Trump said, and I quote, "It's time to look for new leadership in Iran." In fact, Khamenei, Iran's utmost authority, has accused the country's longtime enemies, the US and Israel, of organizing the violence, acknowledging several thousand deaths across the country.